Are you a mom? Whether you're a recent mom or perhaps soon to be a mom, I want to tell you about something that we've been seeing here at the clinic a lot more than kind of we used to anticipate. Why it's more frequent, I can't tell you, but so it's called diastasis recti. So recti is just referring to your abdominal muscles. It's called the rectus abdominis. So diastasis, basically what happens is when a woman is pregnant, a lot of things stretch out and open up to allow this miracle to occur, and basically the abdominal muscles kind of separate in the middle, in the front, and then they're supposed to knit back together after baby has come out. And in, I don't know, the vast majority of cases this seems to occur rather effortlessly, but sometimes what women notice is an actual divot. So they can kind of, obviously the skin is still there, you don't have an open wound, but they're not getting their tone back in their abdomen. Sometimes you can actually, they talk about like how many fingers you can place in this little bit of a divot, you know, between the muscle. So you don't have that smooth, knitted together solid muscle anymore. It's more like this, okay? And depending on how many fingers apart it is, it's deemed whether you can work with physical therapy to sort of knit it back together, or if you actually require surgery to get that stability back. But what we're finding, and I'm going to reveal a little bit personal health history here, this happened to me and I just discovered it, and my children are in their 20s. So yeah, this happened a while ago. But what can happen is not that obvious diastasis recti where you feel this little divot in your abdomen where your muscles should be flat, but sort of a little bit below that, so it's less obvious, but you still didn't knit back together as strong as you could, sort of on a deeper level. And this is the thing that we're seeing more often. A lot of women have heard about this, and as I said, when it's pretty obvious, you can tell. You're like, what is this divot in the front of in the middle of my abdomen? And then, as I said, a good physical therapist will be able to deem whether there's the separation is small enough that you can really regain it on your own, or should you require surgery. For me, my case was I used to be a figure skater and a ballerina, so I did a lot of exercise. I definitely had a strong abdomen, a strong core. I had 3 children in 4 years. One of those kids, I'm not sure which, but at some point, this diastasis recti on a deep level occurred. I also have, you're learning a lot about me today, I also have a defect in my low back where my bone, the vertebrae at the very bottom of my spine, just formed oddly. And on one side it looks the correct way, and the other side it doesn't. So it lends towards some instability, which I had a lot of back pain when I was younger and as a figure skater, and of course you throw yourself up in the air and sometimes you land on your butt and not on your feet. And so I had a lot of trauma on top of this little defect. So long story short, I had a lot of low back pain. And so as I got older and was trying to, of course, maintain an active lifestyle, this back would act up a lot. And we started to see this kind of occurrence where if I tried to do regular crunches, my back would act up. And so we tried to do kind of modified types of crunches. And it just kind of got to the point where okay, we can't work too hard in this abdomen because it seems to flare up the low back. And not seems to, it did flare up the low back. So kind of worked some other ways around it. But recently, just this year, starting in January, hired a personal trainer and said, gee, I just want to get a lot stronger and build more muscle. As we get older, we tend to get less muscle, more fat. And while I've never been overweight, just really wanted to build up the muscle. So decided to really go on a smart gradient with it and really start to work out the abs, and the back was doing fine, which I was thrilled about. So meant we were on a good gradient. But then I started to manifest something that maybe you've heard me talk about, hiatal hernia, where the stomach pushes up and you can have, I didn't, but you can have heartburn, acid reflux. For me, what happened was I would just start to eat and sort of immediately feel full and like I wasn't digesting. And of course, being certified in functional medicine, I'm thinking hydrochloric acid and pancreatic enzymes, and I'm doing those kind of things. And just really what was happening was that this stomach kept pushing up, and I started getting just really sharp pain on the other side, kind of where the gallbladder was, on the right side. And anyway, it started to become like this big question of what the heck was going on. But I did note that, because I think as a diagnostician, that really as soon as I started working out the abdominal muscles harder was when this whole phenomena happened. So after, you know, here are these babies that are not babies, they're all in their 20s, come to find out that on this deep level, this damage had taken place post-baby, that as I really tried to get things stronger, was showing up as everything kind of getting sucked up and not being able to digest as well and having discomfort, et cetera, et cetera. So for me, the solution is a belt. So they make this diastasis recti belt, which looks kind of like what you see like guys at the Home Depot wearing, or guys that are working out and lifting really hard, and you know, the black belt with the Velcro, but it's specifically designed to sort of hold those abdominal muscles together, and with that I'm fine. So that's good for me. But the point I want to get across is that if you're a mom, regardless of how old these babies are, even if they're not babies anymore, but especially if you're a newish mom, get this checked out, because now that my department is starting to realize this, we're seeing more and more of this sort of deeper instability that, as I said, is not manifesting in the obvious way that you tend to see diastasis recti, but on a deeper level, but still creating that lack of core support, which can secondarily cause digestive problems that really have nothing to do with what you're eating or how your digestive tract is functioning, other than the fact that you're trying to be active, and as you're using that core, that stomach is being pushed up, and then you're not able to digest as well. So hopefully that wasn't too confusing, but the reason I'm bringing this up is this is very specifically for women who have had children, and you're noticing you can't get your core strong. You have a little poof maybe in the abdomen. Maybe you're starting to suffer some digestive complaints, and this is correctable. So that's what's exciting. That's what I wanted to share. So if it's not you, maybe you know a mom who is just complaining about either some digestive complaints or just not feeling too strong in the core and having trouble even though maybe she's trying to exercise. So please tell your friends and family about this. We're happy to help, and it's something that you know, doesn't require surgery in the main. We definitely want to avoid surgery at all costs, but something that, as I said, can not only be aesthetically problematic because you can't get that core strength back, but you just don't feel as strong, and as I said, secondary to that, you're having some digestive complaints. So if this is you or someone you know, please share this with them, and we're happy to help. We can do a consultation. You can contact us via the website or give us a call. And the website is Root Cause Medical Clinics, that's with an S.com, or the telephone number here is 408-733-0400, and we would love to help. I'll see you soon.